Have you ever noticed that no matter how your morning goes, there is a point in the afternoon where your energy suddenly drops? It might happen around 2 or 3 o'clock. One moment you're functioning normally, and the next, everything feels heavier. Your focus becomes harder to maintain, your body feels slower, and even simple tasks seem to require more effort than they should. You might reach for coffee, something sweet, or just try to push through the feeling, hoping it will pass. But the pattern keeps repeating day after day, almost at the same time. At first, it might seem like this is simply part of a busy schedule or lack of sleep. But what makes it confusing is that it can happen even after a full night of rest. You wake up feeling fine, you get through the morning without much difficulty, and then suddenly your energy drops again. This leads many people to assume that something is wrong with their energy levels, when in reality, this pattern is often influenced by how the body manages energy throughout the day. The human body does not maintain a constant level of energy. Instead, it follows natural rhythms that rise and fall. There is typically a natural dip in alertness in the early afternoon. This is not a flaw, but a built-in pattern. However, in modern life, this natural dip can become much more noticeable and intense due to daily habit. One of the main factors involves how energy is supplied after meals. When food is consumed, especially meals that are quickly digested, energy levels can rise rapidly and then fall just as quickly. This creates a noticeable drop in how the body feels. The sharper the rise, the sharper the fall. This is why some lunches can leave you feeling energized briefly, followed by a strong sense of fatigue. Another factor is how much movement occurs during the day. Many people spend long hours sitting, which slows circulation and reduces how efficiently oxygen and nutrients are delivered throughout the body. When the body remains inactive for extended periods, it tends to shift into a lower energy state. This can make the afternoon dip feel even stronger. Mental load also contributes to this pattern. By the time the afternoon arrives, the brain has already processed a significant amount of information. Decisions, tasks, conversations, and constant input all require energy. Even if the body has not been physically active, the brain may be experiencing fatigue. This can create a sense of overall tiredness that feels both physical and mental. Hydration can influence energy in subtle ways as well. Even mild dehydration can affect concentration and energy levels. Because these effects develop gradually, they are often not immediately recognized as a cause of fatigue. Sleep quality from the previous night also plays a role, even if it seemed adequate. If deeper stages of sleep were disrupted, the body may not be fully restored, leading to a more noticeable drop in energy later in the day. All of these factors combine. The natural afternoon dip becomes amplified by how the body has been supported or not supported throughout the day. This is why the experience feels so consistent. It is not random, but part of a pattern shaped by daily habits and internal rhythms. Understanding this changes how the afternoon crash is viewed. Instead of seeing it as something that simply happens, it becomes possible to recognize it as a signal that reflects how energy is being managed, how the body is being used, and how daily patterns are influencing overall function. When afternoon fatigue becomes a regular pattern, the goal is not to eliminate the natural dip entirely, but to reduce how intense it feels and support more stable energy throughout the day. This usually involves small, consistent adjustments rather than relying on quick fixes like caffeine or sugar. While those may provide temporary relief, they often contribute to the same cycle of rising and falling energy. One of the most effective changes involves how meals are structured, particularly around midday. Meals that provide more sustained energy can help reduce sharp fluctuations. Instead of focusing on quantity alone, it can be helpful to consider how different foods affect how long energy lasts. When energy is released more gradually, the drop in the afternoon tends to feel less extreme. Eating pace also matters. When meals are eaten quickly, the body may not process them as efficiently, which can influence how energy is experienced afterward. Slowing down allows the body to respond more naturally and can support a more stable transition after eating. Movement can have an immediate impact on energy levels. Even a short period of activity, such as standing up, stretching, or taking a brief walk, can help increase circulation and reduce feelings of sluggishness. This is not about intense exercise, but about interrupting long periods of inactivity. Small movements throughout the day can prevent energy from dropping as sharply. Light exposure also plays a role in regulating alertness. Natural light during the day supports the body's internal clock and can help maintain a clearer distinction between active and resting state. Spending even a few minutes in natural light can help reinforce this rhythm. Hydration should be maintained consistently. Drinking water throughout the day supports normal function and can prevent subtle drops in energy related to fluid imbalance. This is often a simple adjustment that can make a noticeable difference over time. Mental pacing is another factor to consider. Continuous focus without breaks can lead to a buildup of mental fatigue. Taking short, intentional breaks allows the brain to reset and can help maintain a more stable level of focus. These breaks do not need to be long, but they should be consistent. Sleep habits continue to influence daytime energy. Maintaining a consistent sleep schedule and supporting sleep quality can reduce how pronounced the afternoon dip feels. While this may not change the pattern immediately, it contributes to a more stable baseline over time. It is also helpful to adjust expectations. The body is not designed to maintain peak energy at all times. Recognizing that some variation is natural can reduce frustration and make it easier to respond appropriately. Instead of fighting the dip, it can be managed in a way that supports recovery and continuation. Over time, these adjustments begin to change how the afternoon feels. The drop in energy may still occur, but it becomes less intense and more manageable. Focus may return more easily, and the body may feel more responsive. These changes are gradual, but they reflect a shift in how energy is being supported throughout the day. Perhaps the most important realization is that afternoon fatigue is not simply a sign of weakness or lack of discipline. It is a reflection of how the body is functioning within its daily patterns. And when those patterns begin to change, the experience of fatigue often changes as well.